All right. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone going? It's the last week of business before we hit Christmas. Just before the presentation begins, we'll just give another minute before we start, just in case we have a few latecomers. Good morning, everyone. This is our Mamaki Christmas shutdown procedure, and this morning I'm presenting, which is Patrick Bianco, your product and application specialist at Mamaki in Sydney. I'm joined with our general manager Tomomitsu Harada and our Victoria Sales Channel Manager Cameron Bongartz. Do you want to say hi, Cam?
Yeah, morning all. Hope everyone is well and ready for the Christmas break.
Tomo, you there?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming and happy Christmas and end of this week. I'm happy to, everyone join. Patrick, thank you for your time. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Tomo. All right. So with to start with, we're going to go through the quick checks for our shutdown procedures. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to check your waste ink bottle and make sure it's empty, and to also make sure we reset that on the control panel. Following this, we want to ensure our ink cartridges or bottles have 20% or more remaining if you're only going to be shut down for a 2-week period. If we're shut down for more than 2 weeks, we would definitely want to have more than 20%, so I'd recommend 30%. And if you're worried about wasting ink, you can always refit the older bottle if you need to put a new bottle in. So you could take the old bottle out and keep the cartridge with it, install a new bottle just for the shutdown period, and then when you return in the new year, put your old bottle back in with the old chip so you can finish up the ink in there before, so you don't waste it.
Yeah, look, on that point, Patrick, it's a good point too, because it will help a lot of people. We just really need to reiterate and make sure that they keep those chips in the right place. Otherwise things get messed up, and when they come back, they'll have the wrong chips with the wrong bottles or cartridges, and it could sort of result in the wrong ink levels displaying everywhere. So yeah, good idea to do that, because obviously we don't want people wasting ink. So yeah, just keep those chips together with the right cartridges.
Definitely. And then make sure your bottles, you check your expiry in your bottles and cartridges. So if your inks do expire, auto maintenance won't occur on the machine. And you definitely want auto maintenance happening while you're on your holiday or while you're having your time with your family. So with auto maintenance, you need to double check the recommended settings in your manual, because we have so many machines here at Mamaki. I can't go into every single machine and every single setting, but to ensure auto maintenance is on, and refer back to your manual if you're not sure of the default settings. For our solvent and latex machines, you also have the maintenance cartridge. This also needs to you need to make sure it's got some fluid in there just to get you by for that 2-week period. So following this is the maintenance liquids that we'll be using. I just wanted to sort of reiterate with everyone that there is different maintenance liquids for the different ink types. So for solvent, you've got the SPC 0369 or the number 14, and for latex, the 01, and then the UV has the black bottle. So the solvent and latex bottles are similar. They're a white sort of clear bottle, and the UV does have the black bottle. Make sure you use the right maintenance liquid for your machine.
Yeah, look, good point again, Pat. It's vital that people are using the correct ones and the Mamaki branded products, not third-party ones or cleaning fluids from other machines. These are all specifically designed for our ink sets and our print heads. So the results for using the wrong maintenance liquid can destroy print heads very, very quickly. So super important that people are making sure they're using the Mamaki branded ones and the correct ones.
Definitely. You don't want to have a costly bill in the new year for a new print head.
Definitely not.
All right, so this is just a very brief overview of the daily and weekly maintenance. So you want to do a cleaning of the surrounding of the heads. followed by the cleaning of the capping station and cleaning the wiper. So with the wiper, this will also happen in the custody watch, which is part of our shutdown procedure. So you can skip that point here and then do your wiper as part of the custody wash. Then you want to clean the media press, clean the media sensors. Once again, check waste ink tank. You definitely don't want to come back after the Christmas period and see that your ink tank wasn't emptied for your waste, and then you've got it spilling all over your floor. So definitely check that and make sure you reset it on the control panel. Also, now's a good time for your weekly with the cleaning of the platen and cleaning the exterior of the machine. You definitely don't want to have a nice and dusty machine when you can return. So give it a nice wipe over. And then we'll move on to doing our custody wash. So a custody wash combines a nozzle wash and a dishway wash, which we'll go through in this video. The video itself doesn't have any audio, so I'll be talking through it. So once again, we're pointing out the right maintenance liquid to go with the right machine. So in this example, we're using a CJV 300 160 plus, which is our solvent machine. And we're just showing that the black bottle there is for the UCGV. So we're going to use our cleaning stick and a lint-free cloth. And in the control panel, we're going to navigate to the custody wash. So we're going to go to menu, maintenance, station, and custody wash. So the first step of the custody wash is our wiper cleaning, which is why I said that we could skip that in our daily and weekly maintenance. So with the wiper, you can, obviously you can just clean the surface without removing it, but it is advised to take the wiper out and actually clean the holder and inside it, just to get rid of any dried ink that's in there. This is, I've got Muzo who was helping me record this video. He originally was just doing the outer, but it is advised to pull the wiper blade out and clean it completely. So next we're doing a wiper the capping station. So it's now performing the cap cleaning. All right, next is the wash liquid to fill it up. Now in this instance, our cleaning cartridge is actually emptied, so we're actually going to fill the liquid manually. It is advised to do it through the cleaning cartridge, but this is how you can do it if your cleaning cartridge is empty. So we're going to use a little pipette, and then we're going to fill up the little cap there just until there's enough surface tension with the liquid for it to sit and hold. So it's not spilling over, it's just sitting nicely on there and the surface tension's holding it in.
What's that? Is that about 5 to 10 mil that's being used there through the pivot?
Roughly, yes.
Yeah.
So, and this process is pretty similar on all of our machines. It's not just for the CJV 300 160. It can be done for the JV series, the UCGV, the UJF, the JFX.
Yep. I think it's also important that we just point out that when doing this is to use the right protective handwear as well, just to save you getting yourself ink on your hands and any of those sort of chemicals. Not that they're a super harsh chemical or anything, but it's just obviously just to protect yourself a little bit further.
So in this instance, for the for the soak, we've probably done this on this machine a couple of times this week, so we're only just going to do a 1 minute soak, just for the nozzle wash there.
And why would we do 5 minutes over 1 minute, Pat?
It would be if you've got block nozzles is when you generally do a longer soak.
Yeah. And just out of curiosity, what's the longest time that we could leave? That is, what's the time limit on it?
That's a very good question, Cam, and I actually don't have the answer.
99 minutes.
Thank you, Tomo. Thank you for jumping in there.
Yeah.
But I just want to clarify at this moment that this custody wash for the long time period of a shutdown, don't leave a printhead with soaked because it will make excess damage. So make sure you do just a couple of minutes of the nozzle wash while the process. But when the machine is leaving over, so you should not have any the liquid in the cap contacting the head.
Yeah.
So with the custody wash and the nozzle wash and the dishway wash complete, I'll just move to the next slide. So once you've completed the custody wash, it's recommended to do a nozzle test just to ensure all nozzles are firing. After this point, I'd remove all media from the machine. And then our final point is to power off the printer from the control panel, but not from the main switch on the side of the machine. You definitely want to leave the machine turned on at the main, so that way auto maintenance can occur. And the last thing I'll do is for our roll-to-roll machines is leave the pinch rollers in a raised position. So on all your roll-to-roll machines, whenever you want to load your media, you've got the switch or the bar on the side to lift up. Just make sure that's in the up position so that there's no pressure left on the pinch rollers for an extended period of time.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, especially if people are away for 3 to 4 weeks over there, having those pinch rollers down with a certain amount of pressure can eventually build flat spots into the pinch rollers and help with the deterioration of them. So, look, and I always suggest to customers at the end of every day, always lift your pinch rollers up on, the vinyl cutting machines or any of the roll-to-roll printers.
I think it's a good point, but a lot of customers do generally like to leave their media just sitting in there. But I think, Cam, you've made a solid point at the end of the day to ensure that.
Yeah, look, and one of the things you really got to be careful of, especially with the weather being, down here in Melbourne, so up and down, hot one day, cold the next, leaving the material in the machine obviously can allow the material to absorb moisture and then start to cockle up. Now, that printhead has to move out of the capping station doing auto maintenance and all those things as we've seen. So if your media is all cockled up sitting there, there's a chance that the printhead may jam. And then you're away for holidays in 3 weeks, you're going to come back and that head's going to be sitting out there for 3 weeks. So my suggestion to everyone, especially over this Christmas break, is to remove the material out of the way, completely off the platen. It's okay to leave it on the roll holder at the back, but just make sure that's where it is. Nothing's in the machine.
Definitely. And once again, don't power off the machine at the main switch. Leave it turned on. Auto maintenance won't occur if it's off at the main switch. So that pretty much brings us to the end of today's presentation. It's short and sweet. Oh, sorry, I have missed one thing. For our white, clear, and silver, for less than 2 weeks, make sure that you shake the bottles before and after. So before you go away and once you get back. If you're going to be away for more than 2 weeks, it is recommended to sort of pop in and shake the bottles every week, and to also do a nozzle test and even possibly just print a square meter of print using a little bit of those inks. You definitely don't want to leave it for too long, especially with the white. And as I was saying before, that pretty much brings us to an end. It's a short and sweet presentation this morning with the Christmas shutdown.
Pat, just one question there. So when these customers now, so what if they go through all this process that we've just explained to them and they've referred to their manual to make sure they're doing everything the way they need to for their specific machine, when they come back into work, it simply is just a matter of fire the machine up and start printing again. Or, I mean, typically you probably do a quick nozzle test to make sure everything's fine. But this will allow that machine to sit safely for that period of time and require shouldn't any maintenance when they come back in, or?
That's correct. So you should be coming in, doing a nozzle test, and then you should be up and ready to start printing again. So start making some money again.
Yeah, and I guess with the emptying of the overflow bottle there, or the waste ink bottle, it's only going to use a very small amount in there. So if they've emptied it as you've suggested, which we all strongly suggest, there's probably no need to even double check that again, is there? Because it'll only have probably a few mil.
It's not going to use much at all. So
Yeah.
auto maintenance doesn't use much ink at all. It's just enough to push a little bit of ink through the head. Depending on your settings, it'll be every 12 hours, 24 hours. Just depends on what your auto maintenance settings are set at. But yeah, right. You'll be able to come back in and start printing.
Yeah. And just for general sort of cleaning of the machine. So, if they're giving their office a big clean up and want to just, dust down the machine, so to speak, it's just a matter of just sort of a very mild detergent, a little bit of soapy water kind of thing.
A little bit of soapy water or a bit of Windex. It's not going to do any harm to the outside of the machine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use the maintenance liquid on the outside of the machine. It will cause damage.
Yeah, and just not to spray liquids directly or pour liquids directly onto the machine. Always use it as a damp cloth, especially around the control panels and things from there. So there's no other sort of things, take up rollers, all that sort of stuff is all fine to leave. I guess too, for the storage of the ink, make sure that that's always in a safe place over the holiday period, out of direct sunlight, that type of stuff. But there's really not much. It's a very straightforward process for us to do on the Mimaki machines to get them ready for the Christmas season.
Exactly. And one last thing I want to add is if you've got any white ink or silver ink sitting on a shelf, make sure you also give that a shake, because that generally gets forgotten if you've got it there waiting. So you've got it as a spare, or you're getting low. Make sure you shake what you've got on the shelf. Don't just leave it sitting there.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea, just on that point too, that when the machine does prompt people to shake their machines during normal production, is if they do have any of those inks in the shelf, to go give them a quick shake as well, just to make sure that the pigments are always nicely suspended in there and not sinking to the bottom or clogging up or anything. So
exactly. Well, now it's question and answer time. So if anyone has a question, raise a hand or use the chat. Otherwise, we'll hang around for a few more minutes, and then we'll call it Merry Christmas for everyone.
Sounds good. And just, I guess, for people watching too, we should maybe just reiterate our shutdown period for Mimaki Australia. So when everyone finishes and when we're back on board. Do you know the dates?
Yeah, I'm just looking, double checking. So we're closed from the 24th of December, and we're reopening on the 10th of January. So our first day back is on the 10th.
Yeah, beautiful. And for those that may have any issues during those holidays, I guess there's the online form for requests for help on our website that maybe they should utilise as well, or if they want to log anything. So when we get back, we can give them a call to help them or assist them with anything. Is just to jump on our website and go through the support channels.
Yes, definitely. Even during the holiday, our online form for the travel inquiry is working. I'm not saying that we can dispatch a service engineer during those 2 weeks of a period, but if there's an emergency, we have a management team looking at those email form consistently. And if there's things that if something happened next door, or if something happening, which we can support online or on the call or something, we are more than happy to help out those customers. So just to keep sending those inquiry. Doesn't matter if someone will be available or not, but the most of the case can be supported by phone call anyway during the work. So I'm more than happy to support that.
Beautiful.
Just the last thing, but not least, that we haven't put any scheduled agenda for the new year in January for the webinar. But just briefly, what we are thinking for things to be scheduled. So we will try doing a different time in the new year, the Tuesday afternoon, just after the lunchtime for every week 1 hour session. what I'm planning to show, during those 4 weeks next month will be the first one in the 11th, UCJB 300 operation tips and tricks. Like I know, well, we've got a 500 customer using those platform, but still, there is something that can be, can put, the extra 5% of operation capability of, to the people. I just want to go through to the little demo of operation tips and tricks, which I was supposed to run in 8th of December, but I wasn't able to due to other installations going. So I want to reschedule that to 11th. 18th and 1st of February will be little application video, application webinar for jig printing function and variable data printing function on Rustering 7. The 25th of January, due to a request from other franchise group, we've got directly, we want to go over the standalone print and cut advantages versus print and cut machine. So if you've got a print and cut machine, from 8 to 10 years ago, which saving a space, I want to go through what's the benefit Mimaki printer and cutter standalone machines via two machines combination can bring advantage to an end user. So, those 4 sessions are currently in schedule, but from a dealers, Mimaki partner or customers, if there's any needs and requirement of, the session title, I'm more than happy to receive email to, for what they want to see from us. So, but those next 4 weeks, that we are planning those events in online session. So if everyone wants to register, the link should be available for the registration end of this week, but currently the link is not available for next month. So I will send you a invitation as soon as it's on the website.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tomo.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. I think we'll wish everyone a Merry Christmas and we'll call it an end to today's webinar. What do you think, Cam?
Yeah, look, I think we've covered everything there, and obviously, as Tomo has just pointed out, we've still got those contact points for people that need any assistance via our website over the holiday period. And just like to take the opportunity. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Tomo. But to all of our customers, have a very Merry Christmas and a safe holiday season.
Thanks, everyone. Merry Christmas from me.
All right. Thank you very much, Tomo and Cam. Great to be joined by both of you this morning. And once again, Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a great holiday period. And we'll see you in the new year.
Beautiful. Thanks, Pat. See you, mate.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Cam.